I moved here from Boston, Massachusetts to here in Orlando, and I've been in Orlando for 20 years now. It's actually 20 years on the dot.
Wow.
So it's been such a great transition. I have a title background, and I've been working in real estate literally since I was 18. So I think I know my stuff. So I'm usually pretty good at helping you every step of the way from title issues, knowing, what kind of loan products I think you should be moving, dealing with, and then putting you in contact with my wonderful Colleen over here. And then obviously just getting you through any of the steps and, through the whole thing, whether that be through inspections and getting repairs done or just problem solving on anything that might come up, whether that's insurance or explaining the closing statement to you. I feel like I have so much experience in every facet of it that it makes things much easier for my clients. And so I really enjoy being able to walk them through every step.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, let me let you learn a little bit about Colleen, and then I'll tell you how we met. So.
Oh, I've been in the mortgage industry for 27 years. Yes, I started when I was 12. I am originally from Chicago, but moved here when I was 13. But I've been in Central Florida for about 30 years now.
See, I just learned something. I did not know Colleen was from Chicago because we're just workaholics. So we're always talking about loans.
I still visit. But I moved to Central Florida in 1990. So what are we at? That's quite a few years, 35 years.
Yep.
When I got married, and I have 2 grown kids, and I got 3 grandbabies.
Oh,
and
that's sweet. They're adorable.
I started in the banking industry and then kind of transitioned into the mortgage business.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I got in the mortgage business. My parents were realtors for years.
Oh.
So that's kind of how I segued into the mortgage industry. So yeah, I love what I do. I help assist home buyers with the financing of their home, or if they're looking to purchase or refinance. Mm-hmm. So I try to find the best loan product that will fit their needs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love what I do. And
it's funny how our parents are kind of like the segue. Yeah. Right? So my father was a teacher. My mother worked in title insurance. So I was, my first job, I used to, obviously I had the waiting tables, all the things you do when you're in college, things like that. And then at 18, I started working for a title company in Boston, Stewart Title. It's still one of the big title companies. And so that was my very first job. And so I started working for them. Then I worked for real estate attorneys, and I learned everything from A to Z to doing the closing. And then I got to a point where I was like, I could do this. I could own my own title company. What? I can do this. Except in Boston, Massachusetts, you have to be an attorney. And I did not want to go to law school. So I was like, you know what? Let me just check down south where it's warmer in Florida and see. And guess what? In Florida, you don't have to be an attorney to own a title company. So I moved down here. I got my title license. I opened my own title office. And segue, that is how I ended up meeting Colleen.
That's right.
Because one of my top realtors at the time, I was not a realtor at the time, he dealt with a lot of bank-owned properties. Foreclosures were big at the time, during that time. And so he would send his deals our way, and he connected me with Colleen. So when deals would come in, I would generally be dealing with Colleen on the buyer's loan and things like that. So just small world. And so
that was many moons ago.
Yeah. So I got burnt out from title after doing that year after year after year because it was a wave of short sales and foreclosures, and it was so much work.
Yeah.
So much work trying to help people get out of the ditch, right? Yeah. And I was stuck in the office night and day. And so I'm really kind of a people person.
You are.
So I like meeting people. I like helping people. And so when I told our mutual friend Dave at the time, who was one of my best clients for the title company that I owned, I said, I think I'm going to close the title company. I'm feeling burnt out. And he had said to me, well, if you do, I want you to come work with me because I love your work ethic. And I was like, really? Okay. So I went home, told my husband, and I ended up closing the title company a few months later. I went to work with Dave as his partner. And
Hopefully he's watching.
I know. I'll just send him a copy of this. And he was just such an amazing mentor.
He was.
And I love him dearly to this day. He was so great. And so I worked under him at RE/MAX for years, and we were a great team. And so then I started dealing with Colleen all the time. Because, it was
and then Dave went and retired.
And then he went and retired. So that's our goal eventually,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
maybe someday.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
He's
but
on the golf course somewhere.
yeah, I gotta find a hobby like that. Right?
I
I don't
know,
have
right?
time for those kind of hobbies right now. So.
Not now. Not now.
2 kids. So again, a little bit about me. I have 2 kids, America and Justice. So I'm usually running around with them as well. But they're not babies anymore.
No.
13 and 16. They're finding their way. It seems like. So it gives me a little bit more time to focus on work and not feel so pulled in 10 different directions.
You are pulled in 10 different
Yeah,
directions.
for sure.
I don't
But I
have
love
that,
it.
but
I do
yeah.
love what I do, and I love helping people, solving problems, and just getting that. People don't know until they know, right?
Correct.
So it's like even a first-time home buyer is so nervous, or even when you're not a first-time home buyer, but you're moving up to like your first luxury property or
Right.
your first investment property, and you don't know what the best loan is or the best down payment or what is required. I mean, that's why you have us, so you can learn those things. I mean, I always tell my clients, no question is a dumb question.
Exactly.
Because I want you to know, I want you to understand. That's the most important thing, understanding. People say, oh, I want a house that's $500,000 or $2 million. Well, do you even know if you can afford that payment? Like you
The
have
financing
to
part of
know.
it is the most critical part of purchasing a home because there's so many different loan programs out there. So getting with your lender and determining which product's going to be best for you and your situation. Again, I feel like you need to interview your lender like anybody else,
Yeah.
your realtor, because you need to look at their experience as well. So we were just talking about how I get these calls from my agents about deals that go sideways. And that is so important to make sure that you're working with a reputable lender.
Well, it's funny because I will have, so say I have a listing and then the buyer's agent calls me and says the buyer's having a problem with their loan. And, now for whatever reason, I don't think they can close. Even with, it's not my buyer, I will say, please just call Colleen. I know she'll find a solution. She can probably get it closed in 7 to 10 days and save the deal because I've seen her do it. I mean, that is.
Well, and typically it is the listing agent that's reaching out going,
you're-
I need your help. The one I just closed, and got clear to close in 7 days, that one was a listing agent.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm not giving you an extension unless you use my lender because,
because
I know
I trust
if she,
you.
Yeah.
And I
if
know you'll
she says
do
she
it.
can do it, she'll close it.
Well, not only that, because I know you're going to keep me informed and up to date as
100%.
to what is going on. Because sometimes, no offense, but sometimes they're not telling you the whole truth of why it's delay after delay. I am like, show me the conditions
Or they
list.
don't pick up the call or respond to your email because they're hiding
I'm sorry,
behind it.
lenders out there. When you don't pick up the phone, you're not going to hear from me again. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
that's why I only really.
And we're pretty good at the communication.
Oh, you guys are amazing.
I think we over communicate is what a client said. Oh, you got so much communication the whole time, whether it's verbally, we send out milestone emails
You do.
at loan approval and appraisal and clear to close and closing package.
But that should be standard.
So yeah, agree.
I think that's, listen, if you're not getting regular updates, that should be standard. I mean, I do that in my real estate business. My clients get a weekly update. I mean, I don't ever want you guessing about what I'm doing, what's happening, what's going on in the market, so.
100%. You got to know what's going on with your file during the entire process.
And that's the kind of the goal of this, these series and these conversations is to really help you understand like expectations, what's going on in the market, different loan products, stories and solutions, things like that to help you better understand, home buying and selling and, your loan aspect of things. So
Correct. Yeah. It's all about education.
100%. 100%. Well, thank you. Until next time.
Thank you. It's great to see everybody.
Yeah, listen up and listen for the next one. Watch for the next one. Feel free to call or email us if you have any questions. We'd love to help, and we will see you next time.
Have a great day.